The next event is the men's 100 meters backstroke for the S1 classification. Well, disqualification there, Giles, but that doesn't often happen at the major championships, but we do see it. We've had a few disqualifications already this week. The men for the next event are out. The 100 backstroke, GOLOVKO from Ukraine goes in lane 2. TAMPAXIS, the experienced man from Greece, goes in 3. Hennadii BOIKO in lane 4. He's a gold medalist at London Paralympic Games and the last World Championship. Anton Ukraine for Ukraine in lane 5. And Dimitrios KARYPIDIS is the final swimmer in this one, the second week. Well, this is the S1 classification, Giles. The most severe disabilities in the Paralympic programme. These swimmers will be affected, certainly in all 4 limbs and in the trunk.
Well, BOIKO in the centre, very much the favourite swimmer in this race. Sometimes these swimmers, as you can see here, will make it to their lanes, entering via the side of the pool. All of them will have their feet held onto the start end by their coaches. Just tipped in there.
Unceremoniously.
Unceremoniously, yeah. As he probably has been 1,000 times or more by his coach. And the coach has to just hold the feet and release when they hear the gun. They're not allowed to push or assist their swimmer in any way. Different styles. Some swimmers will start with their hands above their head, ready for the pull. Some will start with them by their sides, ready to do it over the arm. And already, BOIKO, with that very limited motor function pull, it still does a really great job of bringing those hands over together. When you think of the coordination impairment that he's got, the way that he manages to bring them over, manages to get them in, really, I guess if you're thinking about the hands of a clock, manages to get them in at sort of 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So not as you see an able-bodied backstroker, a classic backstroke style, both hands going in at 12 o'clock, they're both going quite wide. But importantly, they go in together, and because he manages to tip his head a long way back, that we're going to keep talking about it. That helps to bring his feet up. And that gives him much better streamlining. When you compare that to some of the guys who are further down the field, to TAMPAXIS and to KOL, who haven't managed to achieve that same body position.
Have a look at the turn here as BOIKO goes over. Does a pretty good job of that at the turn, BOIKO. World record stands at 2:28, so BOIKO certainly on course for that one. Second position is Anton Ukraine, teammate from Ukraine, and TAMPAXIS in third position at the moment, but BOIKO stretching away, and Ukraine have got a great record in the lower classifications.
They really have, haven't they? Well, TAMPAXIS just out of shot there, had an absolute shocker getting round the turn, and that meant that Anton Ukraine of the Ukraine in lane number 5 really managed to open out his lead for the silver medal. Going with an alternate backstroke style, but there's no one's going to threaten Hennadii BOIKO of the Ukraine. The Ukraine is so dominant in these lower classes, Paul.
Ukraine, top of the medal table at European Championships last year, top of the medal table at the last World Championships. He is beginning just to tire a little bit at the end. The stroke is just getting a little bit shorter. He's still managing to generate that power. Keep an eye on the clock. The world record is 2:28.27. It's going to be very tight indeed. It's just slipped by, but it is goal to Hennadii BOIKO from Ukraine in 2:29.82. Anton follows him home, and he really closed the gap there in the closing stages as BOIKO began to tire, and TAMPAXIS looks like he has recovered from that turn to come in third position. Christos TAMPAXIS from Greece, he's in there for third position, 2:55.27 in the bronze medal position for Christos TAMPAXIS. But BOIKO, well, he wasn't really challenged in the closing stages, but they did close up on him slightly.
Well, his stroke started to break down ever so slightly in the final 15 metres. KARYPIDIS and GOLOVKO just finishing now. There's the winner, Hennadii BOIKO of Ukraine, world champion. Possibly, Paul could have got that world record had he managed to really been a bit more disciplined with that technique for the closing stages of the race. Here's the start again, and really it was a strategy that paid off, having your hands above your head ready to do that first pull. I don't know why all the swimmers in this class don't employ that tactic. I mean, obviously they work at it and choose. In the end, the finish wasn't great. He perhaps could have finished on the full extension, but for these S1 swimmers, there's very much a trade-off between what they can do and the motor function available to them.
Well, when he set the world record last year, he went through the first 50 in 1:12. He went through the first 50 there in 1:08. Paid for that coming back. The results of the men's 100 backstroke S1, Hennadii BOIKO take gold for Ukraine, ahead of his teammate Anton with TAMPAXIS in the bronze medal position.